Welcome to National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Coming up, 2 new e-government services launched. First, the Rural Enterprise Center launched in Sineku, and the Ministry of Agriculture partners to hold a Climate Smart Agriculture competition. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. Got it? Taking care of us can be so easy.
Take good care of the children.
Thanks for staying with us. The Ministry of National Security and the Information and Communication Technology Unit have launched the Drivers and Automobile Information System and the Dominica Financial Intelligence Unit e-filing system. These applications, developed by the Information and Communication Unit, represent the newest edition of the e-government program, which commenced in 2009. It aims at improving the quality of service delivery to citizens and businesses. Minister for Telecommunications and Technology, Honorable Kerdisha, says the government is committed to improving online services for citizens.
The Government of Dominica, through the Information and Communication Technology Unit, is beginning to leverage mobile applications to further engage citizens to understand and have access to important information and initiatives. Prior to the Drivers and Automobile Information System, police officers were outfitted with a hard copy ticket book, and while on duty, the officers would randomly stop drivers and request from them the license and insurance information. A considerable length of time was spent requesting the information from each driver, which often caused a traffic jam. The Driver and Automobile Information System works by accessing a database where drivers and vehicles' insurance information are stored. By entering the required parameters in the fields provided and conducting a search, the relevant driver or vehicle information is returned.
Honorable Daru outlines the benefits of the Drivers and Automobile Information System.
The ability to quickly check a driver's license or vehicle insurance information allows for decentralizing the process of verifying licensed and insured vehicles to other areas than Roseau, discouraging drivers from driving uninsured vehicles or driving with expired driver's license, assisting in the collection of unpaid vehicle and driver's licenses, providing officers with a new tool at their disposal to aid in the execution of their duties, harnessing technology in the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force.
Minister for National Security, Honorable Reuben Blackmore, says that he is elated that his ministry is partnering to launch more e-government services to the people of Dominica. He gave us some details about FIU e-filing system.
The FIU is responsible for receiving, analyzing, and investigating information relating to all suspected proceeds of crime, suspicious transaction, cash transaction reports pertaining to money laundering and financing of terrorism. By law, I want to emphasize that, by law, all financial and non-financial institutions are obligated to file suspicious transactions with the FIU.
The Dominica FIU e-filing system eliminates the need for paper filings and provides a greater level of security and privacy for an individual filing a suspicious transaction report. The minister says government launched 2 e-government systems last year and is continuing to make life easier for citizens.
Just last year, the Ministry of Justice, Immigration and National Security launched the Business Entry Reform Project. The intention of that project at its inception was to facilitate registration of business online. I have been advised that this project is working well. Further, ladies and gentlemen, the ministry also launched the Unified Land Information System, which is making registration of land much easier. Certainly, those interventions are all geared to making doing business in Dominica in a more quicker manner and efficient.
This project was funded by the Government of Canada and was designed by software developer and employee of the Information Communication Technology Unit, Kemuel Lodrick. Government, through the Ministry of Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development, is actively engaged in creating an enabling environment that supports, strengthens, and promotes business development, especially in rural Dominica. On Wednesday, the first Rural Business Enterprise Center was launched for the indigenous people, more specifically Sineku, in the Kalinago territory. The resource center in that community was retrofitted to accommodate the Sineku Enterprise Center. Minister for Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development is Rosalind Paul.
The fact that we are here today and the extent of investment to the tune of over $89,000, even in the face of post-Erica challenges, indicates to you the importance that this government, my government, places on such initiatives. The Sineku Enterprise Center is a hallmark of efforts aimed at harnessing and developing enterprise activities at the rural level to yield micro and small businesses for increasing employment and generating income for the people, the women, the men, and the youth of Sineku, and by extension, the Kalinago territory.
The minister cautioned those in the program to be in it for the long haul. She committed her ministry's continued assistance to ensure the success of the center. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development, Esther Thomas, gave us some more insights into the project.
This model is geared at enhancing and developing micro and small businesses. Now, before you can create a business, there are certain critical steps that are necessary for that. And at the rural level, we recognize we have to do some more work so that eventually we'll have some thriving businesses here in some strategic communities around the island. First, we were able to mobilize and identify needs in territory. We were able to locate a location, and we recognized the people indicated that Sineku Center was underutilized, and hence we thought that would be an ideal location for us to begin working. We identified some critical priority areas that we can work towards developing ultimate businesses, in fact an ultimate garment manufacturing here in the Kalinago territory. So we start then with the sewing business. So after identification of the people, we then get involved in training. Of course, the ministry was given the responsibility for organizing the tools and equipment that would enable the participants who are right now seated here, who went through the period of training, and launching now the RBEC. We are transitioning from training to incubation.
The incubation period is critical in taking participants into eventually owning their own businesses, she says. This period will last for 18 months. Of the 26 individuals trained in garment making, 12 have committed to the incubation period of the project to eventually form a garment making company. The project also trained new tour guides.
We had a little more massaging to do with the tour guides because, of course, the tourism season is on, and of course people seek a daily survival. So while you're massaging and doctoring to ensure that people understand the model, sometimes it can be a little difficult for them to stay around. And so we are hoping they will see themselves as a group of persons who will be the first point available here in Sineku for conducting tours in the territory.
The center includes a craft shop, kitchenette and a restroom, which are expected to generate funds, and a conference room, which is available for use for other community activities. The true success of programs like these is the impact on the lives of individuals. Helena Francis was willing to share her experience with GIS News. She says before this opportunity, which will assist in supplementing her family's income, she was unemployed.
The very first time when I sat at the machine, it was I was scared because it's like my foot, I have to do all the controlling. And I said to myself, I really want to do sewing. And I said, okay, it is very challenging right now, but I'm going to put my best to it. Right now, I'm very proud because now I can sew a school shirt. I did my outfit right now. I can do a school pants, and I'm ready to go further.
Another participant, Rachel Daru, was also willing to share her experience. She explained that despite difficulties, her passion kept her coming back to the class to ensure that she accomplishes her goal of becoming a garment maker. She is appreciative for the opportunity.
I think it's a very good program for us, especially unemployed parents. Especially I'm a mother of two and I'm unemployed, and it is a great thing that it will boost us up. Like staying home, not doing anything, and we can come here and doing something for our living. I think it's a good program.
The Ministry of Commerce also launched a second center in Paybush. In more news, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries has collaborated with the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, or ICA, and the Jeff Small Grants Program to host a climate-smart agriculture competition. This competition, which has the theme Stories from Farmers in the Eastern Caribbean States, was conceptualized out of ICA, recognizing the importance of coordinated action by all countries in the hemisphere to help farmers adapt to climate change impact. At the opening ceremony on Wednesday, March 30th, ICA representative Kent Coppell describes the idea behind the Climate Smart Agriculture CSA competition.
Climate smart agriculture is an approach to developing the technical, policy and investment conditions to achieve sustainable agricultural development for food security under climate change. The goal of CSA is to enable the sector to transition towards more climate resilient production systems and more sustainable livelihood in the presence of climate change and climate variability.
Resilience and integrated risk management has been identified by ICA as a priority line of work. Hence, the competition focuses on climate change-based practices and innovations.
ICA, in its partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture in the Eastern Caribbean States and others, and as I mentioned in the case of Dominica, the Jeff Small Grant, is launching the competitions entitled Climate Smart Agriculture, Stories from Farmers in the Eastern Caribbean States. This regional competition aims at identifying successful cases of innovative and replicable agricultural technologies or practices that contributes to farmers' resilience and adaptation to climate change, making the agricultural sector more climate smart in the ECS. The objective of this regional competition is to document and disseminate successful stories on the implementation of technologies and practices that are contributing to climate smart agriculture, then raise awareness and promote these technologies and practices in the Caribbean.
He describes the areas that participants can cover.
The technical areas that we are interested in are on-farm technologies and practices that respond directly to risk resulting from climate change. For example, we could include water conservation and management systems, actions to increase water use efficiency, intercropping, silvopastoral or livestock systems, diversifying changing varieties. Note, practices further along the value chain will not be considered, example, processing or commercialization. The competition process begins as soon as it is announced on Wednesday 30th March 2016, and participants can submit their stories from this point until Friday, May the 27th at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Caribbean Time. Organized groups can submit more than one story. Each must be written in English and submitted using the online form designed by ICA. Submission guidelines, criteria, and awards will be posted on our webpage or will be available from our local office. Our contact information in terms of our webpage is www.iica.int, and you click on the country Dominica, or you could email us at ica.dm@ica.int. Our telephone number is 448-4502 or 285-4502.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Harold Geist, had these words of advice to those entering the competition.
In your writing, in your thinking, when you come to write your stories for this competition, you should also be thinking about resilience, our capacity, or the farmer's capacity to bounce back, his ability to be able to recover. And how long does it take him? Can he recover at all? And then therefore, we need to look at cropping patterns, cropping systems, technologies, So all these areas, management of water resources. So all of these areas, you need to put your thinking caps on to be able to bring this to the fore and to be able to address this matter of agriculture and climate change.
The contest is open to the Eastern Caribbean states, including Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, and the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and open to any organization or organized group working in agriculture in the Eastern Caribbean states. Entries should focus on the reliance aspect of the story while indicating benefits for the productivity. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. The Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Salibe constituency and the Minister for Kalinago Affairs, Cassius Daru, is challenging his constituents to go the extra mile to ensure the success of the Sineku Enterprise Center. The Salibe MP addressed his constituents during the launching of the Sineku Enterprise Center on Wednesday.
The government has invested quite a bit of financial resources to ensure that today we can see the commencement of another phase in the small business enterprise. I want for us to seize the opportunity to become self-sustainable, be a model, so that people can appreciate the effort being made and encourage your friends to contribute to the economic livelihood of our community. The government will continue to play its role wherever we can. So I implore you to grab the opportunity and make the most out of it.
He says even amidst challenges, the Dominica Labour Party administration continues to give priority to the needs of particularly the Kalinago people.
The government has placed special emphasis on equipping and empowering its human capital, especially in rural communities like the Kalinago territory. And of course, promoting gender balance and equality and developing policies and strategies that addresses the challenges that confront us every day. This is why this afternoon we are here. The government recognizes the critical role of community-based enterprise and its role to the overall health of the local economy, diversity, creativity, innovation, and the potential for opportunity creation. Community-based rural enterprise can help us locally to boost productivity, create employment, build competition, and of course, develop community unity.
The MP expressed his commitment to continue to provide opportunities for the people of the Kalinago territory. He spoke of other projects on stream.
Soon, the Ministry of Kalinago Affairs is expecting to witness the opening of a furniture center in Salibia, which was financed through the Ministry of Constituency Empowerment in the tune of $90,000. Currently, we have ordered the industrial equipment from China, and from the latest communication, the manufacturers indicated that the equipments are ready for shipment. As your representative, I will ensure that we continue to capitalize on initiatives such as this and develop more initiatives to continue creating employment within the community. The ministry is currently looking at many other projects that can be implemented to ensure that our constituents and the Kalinago community has a greater impact on the Dominican economy.
The Sineku Enterprise Center is the first of its kind to be opened on the island. This project forms part of government's commitment to rural development through small and micro business enterprises. In more news, the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, or ICA, is working to address the issues dealing with climate change in agriculture in the Caribbean. On Wednesday, the Climate Smart Agriculture CSA competition was launched in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and a GIS Small Grants program. During the opening ceremony, ICA representative Kent Coppell revealed the aim of the 3 pillars of CSA intervention and practices.
The 3 pillars of CSA interventions and practices are intended to sustainably increase agricultural productivity and incomes, that is, to strengthen livelihoods and food security, especially smallholders, adapt and build resilience to climate change, reduce and/or remove greenhouse gases emissions where possible and appropriate.
He notes that Caribbean countries are particularly vulnerable to the threats of climate change.
Caribbean countries are particularly vulnerable to climate change-related risks. The impact of these increased risks to agriculture vary by geography and may include more prolonged and severe dry seasons, leading to increased occurrences of drought and water shortages for rain-fed agriculture and irrigation. The more erratic and unseasonal rainfall can increase flooding, landslides, and soil erosion. A serious threat for small states is the rising sea levels, combined with large storm surges that cause coastal erosion and alter salinity of coastal agricultural lands. Also, higher average temperatures and humidity levels giving rise to increased occurrences of pests and disease outbreaks.
Coppell notes that it is in response to these vulnerabilities that the pillars of interventions are especially important.
As a response to climate change, Caribbean countries are actively seeking to develop agricultural production systems that are resilient to climate-related risks and stressors and make efficient use of the limited natural resource available. In this regard, efforts are made to develop, identify, promote, and disseminate innovative farming systems, farm technologies, strategies, and measures that will help build resilience and increase the productivity and viability of the agricultural sector in the region.
Before we leave, here are 2 announcements. The Dominica State College is now offering 2 special courses, one in bartending and one in housekeeping. The courses begin in May 2016 and are for persons between the ages of 15 and 29 who are unemployed and have no more than 3 CXCs. Each course is 12 weeks long and includes 2 weeks attachment at a tourism and hospitality establishment. The courses are free, so register today. Visit the Department of Continuing Education or call 275-3659 or 315-5128 for more information. Residents of St. Joseph and environs are invited to the 21st inaugural meeting of the St. Joseph Village Council on Wednesday, April 6, 2016 at 4:30 p.m. at the Caleb John Lura Primary School. Please make every effort to attend and be on time. Coming up next, today's tip of the day. Here are 3 tips to reduce joint pain. 1. Eat to relieve joint pain. Food can't prevent or cure achy joints, but certain nutrients not only enhance muscle and bone strength, they also take a bite out of joint pain. Increase intake of foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, have ache-easing properties, and vitamins C, K, and D. 2. Move to improve pain. Resist the urge to hit the couch when your joints hurt. Move through the pain instead. And 3. Watch your weight. If you're overweight, ask your doctor for a safe weight loss plan. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also now available 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.